everyone and welcome. This is episode 83 and in this one I'll be detailing some aftermarket seats for the F-4C Phantom from Zukemura. We are celebrating fabulous Phantoms at Supernova Studio, and as you'll recall in the previous video we unboxed this beautiful F-4C Phantom kit from Zukemura. Guys, in this video I'll be starting construction on this kit, and the first step is some aftermarket ejection seats. But first, a word from the sponsor. Folks, this is another sponsored build by Supernova Studio, and they are stockists of Zukemura, a premier Japanese brand. And for the next few weeks these Phantom kits are on special, and I'll be providing some details towards the end of this video that will get you some discount on this kit. Now for the seat I'll be using aftermarket from both Quinta Studio and as well as this one from Eduard. This is from my own stash, and it's a gorgeous little ejection seat kit, 2 seats containing both resin parts and photo etch parts. Now guys, the only thing about this kit is that it's meant for the Academy F-4C, so some modification will be required, but I did indeed manage to get these to fit the Zukemura cockpit itself. You can see there's the instructions, quite involved, quite a few little parts, and of course, as always, the first part is to pack everything out. I always open these bags over a plastic tray just to make sure that I don't lose anything. There you can see that's the seat, nicely detailed, as is the case with everything from Eduard. I'm a big fan of this brand. So there we go. Those are the seat components, and for the additional harnesses as well as some of the other components, I'll be using some of the decals from Quinta Studio. Now guys, you'll remember I've used this on the Apache kit as well, and Quinta has provided us with quite a few different components for the seats. Now the kit parts are contained on the C Sprue, and guys, honestly, for a premier brand like this, the kit seats aren't bad. So if perhaps you don't have access to the aftermarket, the kit parts are fine as well. You can see the difference, a little bit more detail on the resin, as can be expected. But honestly, not bad seats for kit as well. So the first thing to do is just to make sure that these resin seats will fit the cockpit, and a set of digital calipers will quickly tell me whether this will fit. You can see there, fortunately, the seats are narrower on the resin side, so I'll be able to easily fit this to the cockpit. Now guys, as you can see from the instruction leaflet, there's quite a few parts to be added to this, some scratch build wiring as well. Some of the parts I'll be using from the Eduard kit, and other parts such as the harness parts I'll be using from the Quinta Studio kit, just because they're easier to work with. First step is to remove this mold block. You get this on most resin kits, and I found that a Dremel tool with a cutting disc makes short work of removing this. Now guys, you do not want to inhale this resin dust, so make sure to wear a respirator and clean your desk thoroughly. There you can see the parts have been removed, and they are ready to work with. So first up in the instructions, you can see there's some wiring to be added, 0.2 millimeter as indicated, and I have just the thing. This is available from Supernova Studio, AK copper wire. This is already black, and this is the perfect wire to use for this application. The instructions makes it easy to see where all the individual wires go, and as I mentioned in previous videos, always drill guide holes. This will make it so much easier to fit these wires. The next step is to fit them in place with some gel type super glue. Guys, and on the topic of super glue, I can highly recommend Green Stuff World's gel type super glue. And if you order this, also make sure to get the needle applicators, these little plastic parts. They make it possible to lay down the smallest possible beads of glue. A tip I can also give you is to use some Vaseline inside the cap of the bottle. And in that way, you can just replace the cap while the applicator is on top, and it won't dry inside the bottle. You'll be throwing away less of those applicators. So back to the seat, apply a tiny bead of super glue, gel type super glue, and next up are the AK wires. This was quite tricky to fit. I had to bend these into shape first, and then carefully maneuver them onto the ejection seat. And as you can see there, this took me a while, but fortunately I was able to get all the wiring in there, and that is the result. Certainly liking that, and this certainly adds a nice little bit of extra detail to our resin seat. Now guys, at this point I also started detailing the cockpit floor, and that is something you can look forward to in the next video coming soon. So there we go, those are the cockpit parts as well as the seats. Again, a tip, use double-sided tape on a ice cream stick or something similar, and you'll be able to fit these and handle them easily for painting. Highly recommended. Make sure you get the right type of double-sided tape though. My primer, as always, is from Mr. Hobby, and as always, we always prime these parts prior to painting. There you can see the primer is on, and this is ready for further painting. Now guys, you'll notice on reference photos that there's a distinctive dark green color to the seats themselves, the padding portion, and this is up next. I carefully masked out the black portions of the seat, and this will need to be painted dark green. Now I matched my paint according to the color of these seat parts on the Quintus Studio decal sheet, and this being dark green from Vallejo Model Air. This is applied with my airbrush, a nice even coat, and there you can see that is the result. It's certainly starting to come together. The next step is some detailing, some weathering, and I'm using this faded olive drab color from AK Real Colors. This is one of my favorite colors, guys, and I just applied a little bit of this with my airbrush in the center of the seat, just to replicate the wear that one would usually see on these seats. Many different behinds sat in those seats during the war. So there you go. The padding is nicely detailed, and next up we need to bring out this raised detail on the side. Now guys, I'm going to use this dry brush from Vallejo, also available from my sponsor, available in 3 sizes. I can highly recommend this. The color that I used is Natural Steel from Vallejo Model Air, and you've seen me done this in many videos before, just applying some of that paint to the dry brush, removing as much of it as possible, and then going ahead and gently applying this to the raised detail. And guys, this technique works so well on different aspects of the model. You can see they're bringing out that metallic detail. Next, I'm going to use this photo etched set from Zukemura itself. There are some placards and some other parts of the ejection seat that I used from this set. Amongst them also these ejection handles that you can see me removing from that fret. Now to bend this into position, I would highly recommend a photo etch bender similar to the one I'm using on screen there. Mine is from Master Tools, but you get many different types and sizes of this, and honestly, for photo etch work, this is highly recommended. So there you go, that is the ejection handle, and you can see they're folded onto itself just to get that correct thickness. This is again glued to the ejection seat itself with gel type super glue from Green Stuff World. And there you go, guys, glued into position, and certainly adding a nice little bit of extra detail to that ejection seat. There's the pair, and you can see there I've also started adding the additional metal photo etch from the Zukemura photo etch kit. Now I'm going to jump to the Quintus Studio parts, and back in video 62 You'll recall that I fitted this to the TACOM Apache, and guys, I'm such a fan of Quinta Studio. This stuff works like regular decals, but they are 3D. How amazing is that? So you use some water as well, a tub of water. I'll also be using this 3D decal glue, also from Quinta Studio. This is a very thin PVA type glue applied to the seat, and then once you've removed the decal from the decal card, this is simply positioned in place on top of that glue. Couldn't be easier, guys, to fit these Quinta Studio parts, and highly recommend it for this kit. There are the ejection handles, and guys, one aspect that I love about Quinta is that this is color printed on both sides. So those ejection handles are actually color printed underneath as well. There's no blank spots when you use this stuff. Now, I wasn't crazy about the metal showing through that folded photo etch part, and again, Quinta Studio to the rescue, because I could apply some little bit of glue there, and then the top portion of that handle is actually available on the Quinta Studio decal sheet, and there I could combine both the Eduard and the Quinta Studio parts for basically a nicer finish. I certainly like that. Next are the harness parts, and again, I'm using the parts from Quinta Studio, applying a little bit of gel type super glue just to anchor the harness strap in place, and then carefully just positioning it where I want it. So guys, there we go. These are the fully detailed and painted ejection seats for our F-4C Phantom, and I combined several different brands here: Eduard, Quinta Studio, as well as the photo etched set from Zuke Mura, and certainly loving the detail on these seats. Guys, do join me in the next video. The cockpit construction process continues, and I'll be fitting some more Quinta Studio parts, as well as painting and detailing the cockpit surfaces itself.
Courage, daring, and enormous skill are the hallmarks of the fighter crew. Their weapons were cannon and missiles.
We are celebrating fabulous Phantoms at Supernova Studio over the next few weeks. Guys, and whether your preference is for the C model, the D model, the E model, the G model, or the Navy's J model, they are all available, and if you use the promo code off the Sprue Phantoms, you'll get 10% discount right now on the Supernova Studio website. Guys, this is the best price on these kits. They are absolutely gorgeous, the very best you can buy, and do make use of this opportunity to grab yours while they are still available. That is it then for video 83. Thank you for joining me. Guys, thank you for all the feedback I've been getting on Instagram and via email. I really appreciate your comments, and do join me in the next video when we will be assembling the Phantom cockpit. Thank you for watching.